Okay, so last time that we met, we talked about boss rushing and we talked about different kinds of ways to benefit from not magic finding and all kinds of ways that you can make a lot of different currency by not equipping a bow, a bunch of enters, and kind of blasting. Now, yesterday on stream, I did this strategy and I talked about it, and people were really shocked to find out just how expensive this item really is. And today I'm going to show and kind of walk you through the atlas and what's going on and what we're going to do and what we're going to be farming. Now today, as you see in my inventory, I have some maps prepped. I've got some remnants of corruption, and long and behold, we are talking essences again. I cannot drive this point in enough. Essences are insane. They are extremely valuable. They are in an absurd amount of profit. And I really just want to showcase you the best and most optimal way, in my opinion, to farm essences, and something that you guys should be considering when looking into farming essences. Now, to do this strategy, it's really simple and really straightforward. My atlas tree is a little bit out of whack right now as I was doing a couple of things. So we're actually going to like walk through the atlas tree together. I'm going to unspec the points that I don't need out of this and just kind of give you guys a very basic run through of what is going on, how to set up your atlas tree, and how to really run this strategy. Now you're going to notice a couple of things right away. One, you're going to notice that we start down here and we take all of the essence nodes, and we're coming up here and we're taking all of the essence nodes, and we're coming up here and we're taking all the essence nodes, and we're coming up here and we're taking all of the essence nodes. This is because the main strategy of what we're doing is essence. Essence is the bread and butter of everything. We're going to make a ton of money off of essences, and the essence nodes themselves are insanely good. The first node is going to give us an additional essence. The next node is going to give us the ability to have 3 additional essences per essence. We're going to have our essence have the chance to be duplicated, and our essences are going to be a tier higher. Pretty much what this means is that when we find an essence, it's going to always be in our map. It's going to have a chance to have more essences in it. It's going to have a chance to double, which means we get double the amount of essences, and all of the essences are going to be a tier higher. Now, essences are something that do not scale with map level and map tier. When we run these, we are going to run these on scoured white tier 1, tier 2 maps, and we're just going to essentially blast. Now, the other thing with essence in your atlas tree is you need to take the gates. The gates are really important. We have to take the gates. And I don't have all my points in because I just want to show you how this works. If I have a gate here, I can allocate the gate here. As you can see, the gate's now unallocated, and now it's reallocated. And then we have to take the gates here and here, here and here, here and here, and we're going to be pairing that with 7th gate. 7th gate is how we put essence on the atlas device or the map crafting device so that we can get multiple essences in every map. Now, what we're going to be pairing essences with, in my opinion, which is kind of okay and can be an extra layer of profit should you choose to do it, is delirium, with a natural chance for mirror to deliriums to spawn and the fog to dissipate slower, and more chances of delirium, and an increased chance to get deli orbs. Deli orbs right now are about 6 to a divine in any combination. You can get more for different deli orbs or less for different deli orbs, but overall they're about 6 to a divine, and just having deli on your map, starting the mirror, clearing the essences, ending the mirror, and getting an extra deli orb or 2 just gives you a lot of extra currency. Now, with the remainder of points, we're going to do something really simple. Because we want to be able to self-sustain our maps, we are going to give ourselves the best possible opportunity to get extra map drop chances and map duplication. So essentially what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that we put all of our extra points into all of the extra map drop chance nodes, all of the map duplication nodes, and we're just going to give ourselves the best opportunity to do this. Now, you could take singular focus to force your favorite maps if you'd like. You don't have to take singular focus. I'm actually not going to take singular focus in this case. For now, I usually do take singular focus, but I kind of want to explain why I do and why I don't. One, we're going to be favoring your favorite set of maps. A lot of people like dunes, a lot of people like strands, a lot of people like fields, a lot of people like, all kinds of different maps. Me personally, when I do this now, I'm going to be setting all of my maps to Glacier. I like Glacier a lot. It is the combination of maps that I really enjoy running. I think Glacier is really good paired with dunes. Now, other people yesterday in stream talked about fields. They really like fields. They really like strands. And there's just other things that you can be doing. You can be doing strands and colonnade. There's other kinds of combination of maps that can be pretty good. I personally would highly recommend running Glacier and Dunes or strands and fields. That is just my personal recommendation. I highly encourage you guys to do maps that you enjoy. Now, with this strategy, one of the things that we're going to know and point out is we're not using any watchstones. We want our maps to fall white, And one of the best reasons that we're doing Dunes and Glacier or Fields and Strands is that when I take Orbs of Horizon on a white tier map, I can actually Orb of Horizon it into the map that I'm looking for. And what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you a Glacier, I'm going to show you Dunes, I'm going to show you Fields, and you guys can like start to figure out how you guys want to do maps. Now I've got my Remnants of Corruption. We'll talk about what to do. And pretty much what we're going to do is we're going to open a map. We're going to go down to Essence. Our Essence is about 2C every time we do it. And it's not actually going to be a cost that'll be something to worry about. We'll show you how you'll make all your money back. And pretty much you're just going to be able to go. Now all of these maps, like I said, they're scoured, they're basic. These mobs, they just insta-die. You pretty much, any character that is in maps that can do high tier maps or mid tier maps should be able to come to these essences, open them up, and just pretty much kill them right away. Now, something to note, and I'm going to point this out here, is my current map filter that I am on, my farming map filter will not show me these low tier maps. Now you see I dropped them on the floor. I do not see them. Make sure when you start this farm that your map filter will show you tier 1 maps. Otherwise, while you're running this strategy, you are going to miss essences that are valuable. Now, corrupted essences will have Remnants of Corruption. We want to get Remnants of Corruption. Remnants of Corruption both A, increase the essences that we're going to get, and B, overall by themselves are genuinely very expensive. They're about 50 to a divine at the time of recording. That makes them pretty expensive for like 3 chaos to 1. Now, Remnants of Corruption are something that we're going to be using in our essences. Essentially what happens is I right click the remnant, I left click on the essence, and these will either change, modify, upgrade, or so forth. They don't downgrade. They will change though. So you see we have Shrieking, Shrieking, Screaming, and then we click it, and now we have a Wailing Essence of Wraith. Now, when you use your Essence of Corruption, there is something and there is a way that you want to do it. Now, the rule of thumb, I think, is MEDS, which is an acronym for something. I don't remember. Somebody in the comments is yelling at me already that they know what the acronym is, and they're going to really be able to explain that to you. But from my understanding, that MEDS is referring to misery, envy, something dread, right? Yes. Hey, misery, envy, scorn, dread. Yes. So misery, envy, scorn, and dread, MEDS, MEDS. Essentially, when we run our essences and we find essences that are scorn, envy, misery, or dread, and we use a remnant of corruption, which I'm hoping I'll be able to do in this video, it'll upgrade or have a chance to upgrade to insanity, horror, delirium, and hysteria. Words. Difficult. Now, when you're doing this strategy, one of the best things that you can do, if you watched my last video, is to go fast. You do not want to be spending 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 minutes in a map. Since these are white tier maps, you don't want to be spending a ton of extra time doing weird different mechanics. You want to get in and get out. Now, I had mentioned in the passive tree that Shrieking essences will duplicate. So now we see we have Shrieking of Greed, Shrieking of Suffering, Screaming of Hatred, and Wailing. These will duplicate. My personal take on when to remnant, I like remnanting anything that's 4 or greater, or anything that is purple and has that MEDS tag. So we'll open this, you'll see right away 2 essence mobs spawn. We kill the essence, we get double the amount of stuff. Really cool. We get some extra maps, and we'll be able to just kind of do what we're doing and, like, you know, be able to Orb of Horizon these maps into what we want to do. I didn't mean to throw that on the floor, I meant to actually put that in a spot. Now we come over here, we see the same thing. We see Shrieking, Screaming, 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 Wailing, and then we upgrade it, and now we have a bunch of different essences. So this pile of essences has corrupted into a completely different set of essences, which was unfortunate. Here we get a Remnant of Corruption, and we pretty much just kill. Now with these maps, like I said, they're white tier mobs, so you could just pretty much just blink all around the map. I'm using Wintry Blast of Frost Blink, and I'm pretty much just able to just get around the map at the speed of light and kill things incidentally. Because these are white tier maps with monsters that will just fall over, it is really easy to accidentally kill a ton of monsters and sustain all of your maps. You really shouldn't have map sustain problems after the first couple of maps. You'll be able to pretty much just open your map and start blasting. Now this is Fields. You'll notice right away that Fields is a giant circle. It is my least favorite of the map layouts. And pretty much you just run this thing up and down in a giant circle looking for the essences. Now you see here we have Shrieking of Scorn. Scorn is part of our MEDS acronym, and then we corrupt it, and unfortunately nothing happens. But we're still going to grab the Scorn essence. We're going to come over here. We're going to get our Remnant of Corruption. Eventually, though, you're going to want to not get as many Remnants of Corruption because you're going to want to be able to self-corrupt the essences on your own. We have Shrieking of Loathing. Oh, I really wanted to go to Deafening of Loathing. Unlucky, man. But eventually what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to be able to like self-corrupt and choose when you want to corrupt the essences and how you want to do it. Because pretty much what happens is if an essence is already corrupted with a Remnant of Corruption in it, you never have the opportunity to self-corrupt it and do what you want to do. Now that map was about 57 seconds. I know there's another guy screaming about this. You do not need this map device to time your maps. You can actually grab your cell phone, a stopwatch, I think racers use W split. You can time your own maps in a wide variety of ways. You do not need this Atlas device. This Atlas device came out of a mystery box last league. It should, from my understanding, be in the store next league, so you'll be able to get it then. Or if you're watching this in the future, it's probably already available. Now we're gonna do the same thing here. This one has 7 in them, and then we're gonna click it, and then we're gonna upgrade our essences, and we're gonna kill them, and we're pretty much just going to overall loot the essences and kind of get going. Same thing here. That one only had 3. We're gonna kill it, and we're gonna keep on moving. Now you notice like I'm talking, I'm spending a lot of time dilly-dallying, and pretty much my maps themselves are still relatively on the quicker side of things. We're skipping the Abyss, we're looking all around, we're making sure that we get the final essence, we're gonna grab our Shrieking of Rage, and we're gonna kill it, and we're gonna get out. Each map will have, on average, 3, or all the time, I should say, 3 essences. On average, though, most of the time you get about 4. The Atlas passive tree gives you 1 guaranteed. The map device gives you 2 and 3. And then if you really want to get a little extra and really push the boundaries, you could take a point out of anything, and you could put a point into Stream of Consciousness, which may give you another chance for another essence. I have seen maps that have more essences, and you know, it's just a nice little something extra to do. Now, I had mentioned that Remnants of Corruption, while really good, are something that you yourself are eventually going to want to unspec out of and spec back into when you need more of them. And this is a really good case example. We have 4 essences, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 essences here, and a Remnant of Corruption. I personally would have liked to have corrupted this essence myself to give myself a really good chance to have the essences upgrade to Deafening. Getting essences to upgrade to Deafening is a huge boost to your profit and really just kind of saves you a lot of money and makes you a lot of money in the long run. So not being able to upgrade my own essences feels really bad. Now, what you do is when you're ready to not get and farm more Remnants of Corruption, you open your Atlas passive tree, you come over here, you remove these 2 nodes. This makes it a 20% less chance for your remnants to be in your essences, and you kind of just start blasting again. Now, for right now, I don't have a ton of Remnants of Corruption. I have about like 40, maybe 50 left. I'd like to have 200 or 300 of them, and then we'll just kind of get blasting. Now, I know there's somebody screaming about like, why are you doing this in maps? You should be doing this as the memory, and we'll talk about the memory overall in a minute and what's going on with the memory. My goal of this today is to show you something really quick, really simple, really easy that you can do with pretty much any character because it's a white tier map. You could just open them and blast them. You need no investment at all. You just zip through the map really fast. You look for the essences and you get out. Each of your maps, if you're just kind of like blasting and chilling and not thinking, maybe take 30 seconds, maybe a minute. I know somebody's going to be calling me a sweat lord or complaining about time that it takes. Just if you like the strategy and you enjoy it, run the strategy at your pace, get better at it, more efficient at it, and eventually the time that you take in between maps or the time that you spend inside of maps will eventually just like naturally go down as you play the strategy and see what happens. You'll find your own rhythm, you'll find your own way of that you want to do it. You'll know when you've killed all the essences. Oh, it happened, it upgraded. The meds one upgraded to delirium. There, see, it happened. We have the delirium. Perfect. Awesome. Great. Now let's move on. Oh, I want to showcase for one more thing. Let me grab a Strand map really quick. I'm actually going to grab a tier 16 Strand. All right, let's see. Tier 16. Tier 16 makes the essences a lot harder. Now, I'm doing 2 things here. 1, I want to show you my build in action, and 2, I want to show you tier 16, and 3, I want to show you Strand. Something very important to note. If you can do these maps on tier 16 and you can one-shot the essence, it is okay to do them on tier 16 maps. Some of you guys have very, 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 very strong builds. Essences are very, 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 very strong. If you can do these on tier 16 maps and you're able to blow them up and you're able to not worry about anything, open your map in tier 16, blow up the essence as long as it takes you the same amount of time to do the map, and grab the nodes that give you the chance at map drops. So if you can just open up your map and you can just blast and go straight to an essence and kill it right away and not waste a whole lot of time, you can actually farm the, oh, the double, that was awesome. You can actually go in and farm these in tier 16 and start blasting. It is a great thing to do. It is quite wonderful and awesome. And essentially what happens is you add on another 20 or 30 seconds if you choose to, which does add a lot of time to your map. But you can go to the boss. You can then kill the boss, assuming I can find him and kill him, and get a chance at invitations. Now, I got really lucky. This invitation at the time of recording is about 1.7 divines. That's pretty good. And that just showcases the difference between tier 1 and tier 16 maps. Now, note, adding the bosses to your maps adds a ton of extra time. You do not need to do that. You do not need to worry about that. I just wanted to show what it is and what you do. Now, a lot of people will talk about essences, and a lot of people will say, well, I like to pair it with this and I like to pair it with that. You should pair the farming strategy that you're doing with what you enjoy to do and how you enjoy to do it, and don't let anybody tell you otherwise. You need to find something that you like, something that you enjoy, and overall something that you personally would like to farm. Yesterday, when I tested out this strategy, I actually tested it with Beast. I think Beasts are really good. I think Beasts are really profitable. But in the current market, when I was testing yesterday, or at the time of recording, so within the last 24 hours of you listening to this at me recording, of when, if you watch this in the future, that's really awkward. So yeah, anyways, when I tested Beasts were really good. They were really profitable. The market for Beasts right in this moment, as me here right now, is very saturated. There's a ton of people selling Beasts. It's a very competitive market. When your Beasts sell, you will make good money. When your Beasts don't sell, you feel really bad. I still actually have a tab of yellows that I need to move that I would probably try to be moving now if I wasn't recording. So just something to keep in mind, that Beasts are really good to pair with. And if you want to know more about Beasts or how to do Beasts or what's going on with Beasts, feel free to leave a comment down below. I'd like to, I can make a video about it. You guys can head on over to my Discord. We actually have all kinds of different farming strategies here where you could do boss rush and essence. You could do low tier essence, and beast, which is essentially what I'm doing now, minus the beast part of it. And you guys can get a lot of information there in the Discord that'll give you other cool, really farming strategies, or, stop by the stream and just ask a bunch of questions. Now, when we have finished our farming session, we've gotten a whole bunch of essences. There is a button right here that says upgrade. I personally, depending on the stage of the league, if we're past like day 4, will upgrade all of my essences to deafening, because I think it's a lot better. You'll make more money and you'll make more profit. Now, we ran white tier maps. Our map cost is nothing. You can go out and buy the essence memory and do the exact same thing where you put the memory on your map. If you don't know about the memory and you want to know more about the essence memory, or you have questions about the memories in general, leave a comment down below. I will help you out. I'll talk to you guys about it. I'll record a video about it and let you guys see the difference between mapping and memories. Just let me know what you guys want and I'll make it happen. Now, personally, this is what I do. I upgrade all of my essences to deafening, and then I just kind of start looking at the prices of everything. Essence of Greed are 19 to a divine. These are 12 to a divine. You can see it right here, 1 to 12. And I'm pretty much just going to pull out all of the essences that are not very valuable. I know that sounds weird. 18 essences to a divine. That's like okay. The reason I say that's okay are there are things like Essence of Loathing or Deafening Essence of Loathing that are 6 to a divine. Now, the thing that makes essences so good and so strong is that there is a lot of essences, depending on the time of day, that are very, 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 very valuable, and then are very, very, very cheap. So these are 12 to a divine. These are 18 to a divine. What are these? These are 21. We're just actually going to take these out altogether. We're locked out of the trade site. So we'll go back and check those in a minute. So we have Angers. I'm actually going to keep because I want to use Angers to craft. So I'm actually going to keep Angers because I don't use Angers to craft. I'm going to use Sorrows to craft. And the essences that I'm not going to use, I'm going to be pulling out. we're going to be pulling them out because we're going to be taking our essences and we're going to be converting them with harvest, and we're going to essentially change the bad ones into good ones to increase our profitability. Now, actually, something I should do before I move the essences over is I should show you what my essence tab is worth and then what it'll become worth. And this way you guys can actually see that there is a reason to upgrade your essences, and it's actually kind of worth it. So now I'm going to pull over my essence tab. I'm going to refresh my essence tab. I'm going to load my one tab at essences. It's fetching the tab. I have a multiplier of 100%. My current essence tab in the given moment is worth about 56 divines. Now note, all of the essences in my essence tab were not self-farmed. Some were bought for crafting projects, some were found, some were converted, some were this or some were that. I am by no means saying that you could do essences for 10 minutes and make 56 divines. I am saying that you can do essences, and essences will be very profitable, and you'll be able to make a ton of currency depending on how fast you go. I can tell you that essence is a very, very, very popular strategy that will make you a ton of currency, very on par with everything else in the league. But if you dilly-dally in your maps and you don't do them quick, you will make less money than other people. So I don't really want to say it's a 20 div an hour strat, because you yourself might just be kind of like dirtling all around, and you know, you might not hit the 20-hour marker. Some of you will go really fast and make me look really slow, and you'll make 25, 30 an hour. Some of you will just blast, and it really all comes down to you. Then the other cool thing about essences is, like I had mentioned, if we take out a bunch of the pooper ones, the ones that aren't really good and the ones that aren't really worth a lot of money, and we convert them to good ones, we should in theory be able to increase our profitability by a large margin. So we're looking at right now, we have about 56 divines worth of essences. We're going to pull out some of the bad ones. I can give you guys a list of the bad ones if you like, but the reality is essences themselves and the price point of essences changes drastically throughout the day. At the time of recording, it is early morning NA. KR, which about 12 hours from now, will spend more money on essences. EU will spend more money on essences. Different markets will spend different amounts of money on different things. So if you're like me and you can farm for a little bit and then sell later, you know, after the kids go to bed, or you finish dinner, check your markets and keep tabs or notes on when things will sell and what they will sell out and when you should be selling things. Because I have certain things that will sell better in the morning, certain things will sell better at night, just like any other market in the real world. So we're going to pull out our bad essences. We're going to come over to our hoarder crafting station. We're going to use our blue juice, and we're going to convert our essences. In the current moment, blue juice right now is roughly 3,300 to a divine. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to take 3,300 worth of blue juice, and we're going to see if that's enough to pretty much just convert our essences over. We put our essences in, we type the word essence, we find essence, we take our anguish, we click, we get some sorrows, we made some money. Now, anguish right now are 23 essence of anguish to a divine. Our sorrows are now 18 to a divine. So we've pretty much, you could do the math. So 23 to 18, so 19, 20, 1, 2, 3. So we've made about 5 essences by just clicking one time. One time costs us a couple of C. We take our greeds, we turn them into woes, we move them down. We take our greeds, we turn them into doubts. Doubts are really bad. We turn them into zeals. Our zeals are 13 to a divine. We take our greeds, we click them once, we turn them into wraths. Our wraths are 15 to a divine. We take our doubts, we click them one time, we turn them into zeals. Then we do this, and then we take anguish, and we click again. And then we do this, and then we click again, and then we do this, and then we do this, and we click again, and we do this, and we click again, and again, and now we have scorns. Scorns, like I had mentioned earlier, are 6 to a divine. We just turned 1 div of essence, or 1 div worth of blue juice, into 6, 12, 3 divs worth, 3 divs. 3 divs, because they're 6 to a divine. Yeah. So one div worth of blue juice turned into 18 zeals. So, right? Because 13 to a divine, this is zeals. These are zeals. So this is 1 div. This is 2 divs. This is 3. This is 3, 4, 5. So one turned into 5. Yeah, right? 6, 12, 18, 3, 9, 18, 6. Yeah, 1 div. So 1 div plus 3, 4. Math is hard. I'm recording. Don't yell at me. I'm human. I make mistakes. I leave in my mistakes on purpose so that you can see that I'm human and I'm working it out. Anyways, yeah. So you can see right there with a couple of clicks and a little bit of, I would say, like, not so much luck, because there's a lot of essences that are worth a lot of money. You could just like convert your blue juice into really good essences. So let's actually take out another 3,300. Let's put this back. Let's do this again. we're keeping that, we're keeping this, we're keeping this, we're keeping this, and we take this. We're going to type in essence. We're going to click. We're going to take some wraths. We're going to do this. We're going to click. We don't want anguish. We don't want suffering. We don't want fear. We do want woes. We do want sorrow. We don't want greed. We don't want fear. We don't want greed. We do want zeals. We'll do this one later. Click this. Rage. Rage is good, right? Rage is 12. And then we click again and we get anguish. So I'm going to stop here for a second and I'm just talk about this right now. So we've used another divine worth of essences. We have wrath. We have wrath. We have woe, 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 woe. We have zeal and we have rage. If we don't look at lucky hits here and we look at average hits, we've used 2 divines worth of primal life force. We ignore this. We have sorrows. We have 18. We've made a divine worth of sorrows. This covers 1 session of the blue juice. And then we have woes, which are the average. It's 17, so 9, 18. We have another divine worth of blue juice converted into woes. We look at wraths. Wraths are 15, 16 to a divine. We have 12. We've almost gotten a divine worth of wraths. We have some more woes. We can actually say that the woe and the wrath would make a divine if you were like looking at and counting numbers. We have 13 to a zeal. We have pretty much 0.7, 0.8 to a divine here. We have rage again. And we see that these are 12 to a divine. We've just gotten 9. So you can see with just using 2 divines worth of essences, we've increased all of our profits by a lot. So then we're going to take the rage. We're just going to do this now that we know. We're going to do this relatively on the quicker side of things. And we're just going to start clicking through. So like, look, now we have loathings. Now we have 6 loathings. Now we have a divine's worth of loathings. Like, you can see right away just how fast that you can click through these things and turn them into essences that overall are pretty good. So spikes, this. We used about 3 or 4 divs. We're just going to say 4 divs to be aggressive. We used about 4 divs worth of life force. We're going to log out, log in to reset our tabs. So we used 4 divs worth of life force. We're going to pull this over. We're going to give this the old refresheroo. We're going to hit bulk tab. We're going to scroll down. We're going to make sure that we're on our essence tab. We're going to look at our essence tabs. We're going to load our essence tab. This is 56 divines. And now we're at 61. So if we use 4, converting our essences, we made a divine according to this. Now I say this and I do this on purpose. This is giving you the bulk price, or not the bulk price, the standard price of what essences are worth based on POE Ninja at the time that it fetches whatever it's fetching. I don't know all the background jargon of what it's fetching. I don't want to say words that I don't know what they mean, but it fetches the information. It gives you a number, and that number is relatively a good starting point of where your essences are worth. Now, if you sell your essences in bulk on TFT, you'll get 120, 130, 140%. I really don't recommend doing that. I really recommend selling the essences yourself on the trade website. And one of the reasons why I mentioned this is this right now says we have 7 div worth of Essence of Loathing. If we come over here and we just look at Essence of Loathing, this right away, POE Awaken POE Trade says we have 7.2. If we start doing the math here and there's 6 to a divine, that's 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, 48. Wait, 7's more than, or 8 is more than 7? Math? 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 40, 48. So wait, that says we have 7. Awaken POE Trade says we have 7.2. But the reality of the math, looking at the trade website, says we have 8. And if you say to me, well, this guy's 1 to 7, I'm going to say, yes, you're right. You're 100% correct. This guy is 1 to 7. This guy will sell his at 1 to 7. You can value yours at 1 to 7. I will say the following. You have 50 essences of loathing. You will note it right away that this guy has 206. This guy has 92. This guy has 20. And everybody else has only 1 divine's worth of essence of loathing. Now, because you have more than 1 divine, more than 2 divines, more than 3 divines, you have a bulk of essences. Now you can match the other bulk sellers in the directory. And one of the things that I encourage you guys to do is to take a look at this and see who's selling what they're selling it at, and match them. These 1 to 7s will disappear immediately, assuming these guys even answer. They might not even answer. They are probably actively just putting 1 to 7 in hopes that you match 1 to 7 so they can buy it at 1 to 7. Same thing with our Zeals. Our Zeals, it tells us we have 4.5 divines worth. We have 64. 13, and then if we go over here and we look at our Zeals, it tells us that we have 4 divines worth of Zeals. So like, don't just assume that PoE stack gives you the most up-to-date information. It is a very good tool to use to gauge what your tab is worth and how much money you've brought in. And I tell this to people all the time, I like the PoE bulk selling tools. I think they're fantastic. I think they're a great way to gauge what your tabs and stuff are worth. But keep in mind that they are not always up to date at the time that you're doing things. So double and triple check. Now, how to sell your essences. Right click your tab, set it to public, each individual item. We know deafening essences of the loathing are 1 to 6. We right click, we choose note, exact price, 1/6. 1 being 1 divine, 6 being your essences. It's theirs over yours, or what you get to what you give. Change this to divine. We have it at 1 to 6. We log, or we change zones. And then we would take off D&D and we would get spammed. I'm not taking D&D off because I'm not actually going to sell them, because I'm going to keep them for right now. And then you check to see if this is updated. If this hasn't updated, in a minute or two, this will update. Your listing will be on the trade site. People will be able to see your listing and they'll be able to buy them from you. So that's essences, and that's how to do essences and how to run essences. Now note, with the corrupted essences, it's the same thing. These are 1 to 7, 1 to 8. These are 1 to 5. These are 1 to 6, and these are 1 to 7. So it's depending on the time of day, you might re-roll these two to these two, but really kind of just take your time and look and figure it out. And that's essences. This is how essences work. And they're this league, they're crazy. They're out of control. And I really recommend doing essences and giving it a shot and taking a look. But for now, friends, this video ran longer than I wanted to, but I really wanted to take the time to really drive in that essences are really good. But I'll see you all in the next one. Bye, friends.